Hello everyone, welcome to our Python programming tutorial series. In this video, we will cover two fundamental concepts like decisions and loops. These concepts are like the building blocks of any program, allowing you to control the flow and behavior of your code. Let's quickly get started. In Python, decisions are also known as conditional statements that allows your program to make choices based on certain conditions. Python supports the usual logical conditions from mathematics, like equal to, greater than, lesser than, such things. These conditions can be used in several ways, most commonly in if statements and loops. In this example, we are this is my code. So in this example, we are checking if the variable age is greater than or equal to 18. If it is, the program prints you are eligible to vote. We have assigned a value of 20 to it. So now if the if statement will evaluate the condition age that if it is greater than 18, the condition is true and the intended block of code underneath it executes. Otherwise, it will skip. So let's quickly run this code. So the code is saying you are eligible to vote since we have given the age as 20. Now we'll see what it prints if the age was 15. If age was given as 15, it just skips and nothing has been printed. So this is a simple if program explanation. Now let's go to an else statement. Now we have added an else statement. If the condition in the statement evaluates to false, the code inside the else block executes. Here, if the condition age is false, the program executes the inside the else block. So, we'll run this code. So, now you can see the difference. Like in the previous if code alone, it has skipped the first condition and nothing has been printed. Now, in this code, we have included another one block to print whether if any condition was not satisfied, this would be executed. Now, what are loops? Loops are indis- Now, what are loops? Loops are indispensable for automating repetitive tasks in Python. Python offers two main types of loops, for loops and while loops. For loops are used when you know the number of iterations you want to perform, while the other hand, while loops are used when you want to continue iterating until a certain condition is met. Both loops are powerful tools for streamlining your code and enhancing its efficiency. Now, we'll quickly demonstrate how for loops will work. In this example, we are using a for loop to iterate over each item in the list fruits and print them. The for loop iterates over each time in the fruit lists. In each iteration, the variable fruit hold the current item, which is then printed. We'll quickly execute this and see the output. Yes, here you go. Coming to the other coming to while loop, here's an example of while loop. This while loop continues iterating as long as the condition number is less than or equal to 5 is true. Inside the loop, we print the current value of number and then increment it by 1 in each iteration. So, while the code starts, the number value would have 1, and if the number is lesser than 5, it prints the number and it increments 1 to its value. We'll run it, and it basically prints like. So what it has done was like one variable have been getting inside and it was printed. So now the second line in under this block would increment this value to 2. Again, the second for the second time, the number value has 2. Likewise, up to 5, this block would be executed. After 5, it stops. So this is a simple demonstration about while loop. Nested decisions will then. Now let's delve into nested decisions. This allows you to create more complex logic in your programs by nesting one decision within another. This enables you to handle multiple conditions and execute different code blocks accordingly. Nested decisions are particularly useful when you want to deal with more complex logics. So, in this code, we first check if the number is positive. If it is, we further check if it is even or odd. Nested decisions help us handle multiple conditions and execute different code blocks accordingly. Sometimes you need to evaluate multiple conditions in your Python program. This is where the elif statements comes into picture. Nested decisions allows you to create more complex logics in your program by nesting one decision within another. This enables you to handle multiple conditions and execute different code blocks accordingly. Nested decisions are particularly useful when dealing with more complex logics. So, this code demonstrates about nested decisions. Like, first, the condition checks whether the number is positive. If the number is positive, this gets into this loop. Then it checks whether it is even or odd. If the number is divisible by 2, then it prints number is even. If not, it would print number is odd. And if the number was not positive, it would goes into the else statement and prints number is not positive. Nested decisions. In nested decisions help us to handle multiple conditions and execute different code blocks accordingly. Sometimes you need to evaluate multiple conditions in your Python program. This is where the elif statements comes into picture. The elif statements allows you to check additional conditions if the previous ones are not met, providing a comprehensive approach to decision making in Python. In this code, we are taking a variable score with a value of 75. Now, this code checks if the score is above 80, 90, this would print grade A. If the score was greater than 80, it prints grade B. Likewise, we have written three conditions. If it not met any of this score with mathematical logic, it goes into the block of else condition. So now let us look into infinite loops and loop control statements. Infinite loops can be both a blessing and a curse in Python programming, while they offer a flexibility to continue iterating indefinitely. Now let's look into infinite loops and loop control statements. In this example, the loop continues infinitely until the user enters 0, at which point the loop breaks. The break statement immediately terminates the loop it's within, allowing us to exit the loop based on a certain conditions. So it just waits for user input And if the user input was 0, it just breaks the code. Else, let us check if some other number was entered. It won't work. It wait for until the 0 is pressed. Let's delve into looping through dictionaries. Dictionaries are a versatile data structure in Python, often used to store key value pairs. When iterating through dictionaries, the for loop is invaluable. By using the items method, you can iterate through each key value pair in the dictionary and perform operations based on their values, unlocking a world of possibilities for data manipulations and analytics. Here, we iterate through each key value pair in the student grades dictionary and print the student's name and their grade. The item methods returns a view object that displays the list of dictionaries key value tuple pairs, allowing you to iterate through them. So, in conclusion, decisions and loops are a major indispensable tool in your Python programming toolkit. Whether you are making choices based on conditions, automating repetitive tasks, or interacting through complex data structures, mastering these concepts will elevate your coding skills to new heights. Remember to stay curious. Happy coding. Until next time, thank you.